The hoodie, like this one, a seemingly simple garment that has made its way into the mainstream market as a go-to piece for pretty much any occasion. But has it reached its peak? Has the hoodie done everything it could possibly do? Are there no more surprises? Well, I can't answer those questions, but what I can do is give you a rundown on how Japan has expanded the hoodie in ways that extend its range and uses, making me say that Japan makes the best hoodies in the world. In the world. I'm not exaggerating. Today, we're going in on Japanese essentials and how they rock the hoodie. I'm Reggie Casual. Let's get it. So first, we gotta look at silhouette, something I love. While the Japanese hoodie looks very similar to a standard hoodie, there are a few notable differences, and the biggest being that Japanese hoodies are, more often than not, cut wide. This little difference may not seem much, but just like the popularity of cropped hoodies out west, the wider variant allows for more layering options. However, instead of cropping, the length is often kept or made longer, and quite often the ribbing, i.e. the band at the opening of the bottom of the hoodie, is a lot looser and also wider, leading to further movement that Japanese fashion and style often alludes to. However, Japan does have some normal hoodies, so for all y'all who are just like, so they even got normal hoodies out there? No, they got those too. It's just that this is kind of their take on it. Note, many people ask me, what is it that Japanese people actually do differently besides elevating past styles in the West? Well, don't they got their own stuff? Well, this is actually part of it. Japanese historical fashion has always been about precision and movement. In a sense, many Japanese takes on Western fashion is a nod to those traditional elements of Japanese fashion. So when you see some of these cuts and you see Japan adopting certain pieces, just remember, they are applying a lot of Japanese historical techniques on pieces, which means they're kind of doing their own thing. Just like everybody else adopts stuff, everybody else copies each other, then people out of anyway, I don't want to get into it. Let's talk more about hoodies. All these elements together, talking about the wider base, the opening of the bottom, we're left with something a bit more dynamic and flowing. We also notice that we have a presence of a drop shoulder in many Japanese hoodies. This is where the Japanese version and the Western version differ the most. Almost every hoodie from numerous brands in Japan offer a drop shoulder variant, sometimes exclusively. Typically, when you want this kind of effect in Western hoodies, you opt for a raglan. Although recently hoodies in the West are taking on a more wide silhouette, offering a drop shoulder, they still, however, aren't as widespread as they are here in Japan. Another area that hoodies in Japan are a bit different is just the sheer amount of different material that are used to make them. I've mentioned this before, that one of, if not the most important part of Japanese fashion is fabric. And Japan is one of the foremost countries in the world at developing experimental fabric. That's not a joke, that is real. And this has not been lost on the hoodie. Frequently, you'll see hoodies made with waffle knit, cardboard knit. Things like loop-willed fabric that had become popularized are normalized to the point of standardization. These variants can easily become part of a simple wardrobe that focuses more on texture than color, or even a complex wardrobe that focuses on texture and color, allowing for your hoodie collection to become quite compelling, to say the least. But before we get into some examples, a word from our sponsor, Squarespace. A big part of fashion is community, and building a fashion brand or any business requires a strong one. That's why using Squarespace for your new website might be the way to go. Besides being packed with great website templates, built-in SEO and analytics, Squarespace's new members areas make it easy to create, foster, and grow a community of true fans. Give back by giving members exclusive content, discounts, and much more, all while monetizing your business. So use our code squarespace.com/thecasual to save 10% off of your first website, and let Squarespace help you build your brand, business, and community. All right, so beyond the how, what they do, there are a lot of brands that illustrate this JP style and what it has to offer. So let's first take a look at Urban Research. They do a fantastic danbooru knit hoodie or cardboard knit hoodie that has a very premium look to it. The benefits of cardboard knit fabric are plenty, but most noticeably, it won't fade nearly as fast or as harshly as standard cotton. It also has a smooth, airy feel to it, and it's not as bulky or heavy as standard cotton. As a result, the hoodie also has a cool sheen to it and great for those light spring and fall days, making a great year-rounder outside of the summer, of course, because who needs a hoodie in the summer? Also, another benefit to cardboard knit is that it prevents that uncomfortable bunching in the sleeve area when trying to pair your hoodie with, say, a denim jacket or overcoat, which is a plus. And finally, typically, cardboard knit hoodies in Japan forego the kangaroo pouch in lieu of hidden side pockets, which further adds to its minimal charm, but it also elevates it to a bit more of a formal piece. Not all the way, but a bit more. Now, cardboard knit hoodies are standard in Japan. Many brands already have them loaded into their offerings, and they sell out all the time due to their popularity. However, for an upgraded version, we'd look to something like from Japanese brand label Atto. The material is a bit more premium, has a bit of length to it, coupled with slits on the side for a subtle layering effect. It's all around great, but it'll run you about $350 USD, so choose wisely. Next, we have a waffle knit style hoodie from Nano Universe, giving us another example of taking the hoodie in different directions based on fabric. Waffle knit is quite popular with many Japanese brands, and it's often used as an alternative for other basic pieces as well, like long sleeves. Waffle knit is a bit more pliable than regular hoodie cotton, so it has a bit of a slouch to it. It's certainly a different look and, as such, an acquired taste. But that said, waffle knit fabric is undeniably comfortable. Wearing it, you will feel amazing. This fabric switch up, however, adds more character to an otherwise plain piece and can provide more options if you're tired of the usual. Alright, so last up we got my favorite. A disclaimer though. Many are still confused about the many sub-labels of Yohji Yamamoto. And me talking about this, you know where this is going. And for good reason, there are plenty of Yohji Yamamoto sub-labels, but one of the best is certainly S'yte, which unfortunately is online only, thus the name, S'yte. S'yte dishes out Yohji silhouette basics. That's pretty much its MO. And the hoodie by S'yte illustrates that while at the same time maintaining that distinctive Yohji DNA. These hoodies feature the drop shoulder, the wide base, zipper side slits that are hidden by the very delicious cherry on top, the contrast reverse stitching but with unfinished fabric showing on the outside, creating a sort of deconstructed look. These little details add to the hoodie's nuance and can be used as a singular piece, providing its own kind of distinctive look and style. They are, however, admittedly different, but good different, and shows the level of detail we can expect from anything coming out of the house of Yamamoto. It is an acquired taste. So, does Japan make the best hoodies in the world? Like what I said at the beginning. That may be a little bit too much, but I will say there's just a crap ton of variety, and they could certainly expand a wardrobe beyond the regular stuff that you may have become accustomed to. All that said, which flavor of these hoodies did you like the most, if any? Let it be known in the comments, or answer one of our questions for this episode. Which kind of other essential pieces would you like to explore next, right here? And what is your favorite can't live without essential? Let us know that too. I guess that's 2 questions for the questions of this episode, but you get it. You can answer both of them. At the very least, drop a like, hit notifications, subscribe, but most importantly, keep it locked right here for all of your info in international fashion culture and business from Tokyo. It's your boy, and keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu, and I'll see you guys